Hello, everybody. Welcome back for more Civilization Start Over. Gotta zoom the map out a little more. So as you can see, I've updated the map. We now have updated government layer. This purple is for Scotland. This red is for Greenland. I also updated how the alliance icons look. Put in a name layer. We'll look more at them throughout the episode. I finished the state layer, put population layer in. Capitals are now stars. And capitals and cities now have drop shadow, so they will stand out a little more. But anyway, in this episode, we're actually gonna start over here. Now, I actually called this country East India when it's in the west. And instead of renaming it, I've just decided, you know what? Let's make the first event a imperialist move by Afghanistan. As you can see, they're called. Not 50. They. So, nope. On disable anti-aliasing and put unpixelated. So Afghanistan will enter East India and quickly take over the entire country, as East India is very weak. So because they're gonna be fully annexed, they don't have the capital anymore. And Afghanistan, like I said, will fully annex them. Our next event is going to take place in Africa, and that's going to be a similar thing to what happened with East India, or West India as it should have been called. We have, what's this country? Guinea. Want to expand their coastline. So they declare war on Ivory Coast. And they're pretty populated. But they're not in the alliance. And nobody really wants mess with Guinea. Nobody really cares about Ivory Coast in this world. So Guinea's able to quickly push through, take over the entire country. Oh, not the entirety of Africa. So they'll annex the whole country. And because of that, the capital's gone. And the name's gone. So already 2 countries fully annexed since World War III. Speaking of World War III, there's still a lot of tension in Europe, mainly ever since Dutchland and South France took over Italy. Yugoslavia doesn't like it. In fact, if we look at the Navy layer, we can see that the entire 3-point Star Alliance and 4-point Star Alliance is in like a standoff here and here, with only one being a buffer state is Denmark. But Denmark being a buffer state isn't gonna last long. In fact, it's about change, because they are gonna pick a side. And they don't like Western Europe. And they don't really like Russia. But they know if they try form anything here, like right here, like in this area with these two, will probably get steamrolled. So they make the decision to join the 4-Point Star Alliance. And this immediately creates even more tension with 3-Point Star Alliance. And they immediately will go and recruit Germany into the alliance. But Russia kind of does like a checkmate move by putting Austria in the alliance. Even though they're not a imperialist nation and Germany is a democratic nation, it's a monarch nation, Europe has just become divided. In fact, like, oh, messing with the wrong buttons again. The division kind of looks this. Like, there's like kind of an iron wall, like in real life during the Cold War, that descend across Europe, but also includes Denmark and Iberia, Andorra and Catalonia don't want involvement, so this is like kind of like fully what it looks like. So yeah, these two powers might go away. Elsewhere, we actually have a large-scale union happening between 3 countries. You see, North China, South China, and Bhutan all want to, like, unite, because they see being in union as, like, more positive, considering how main populations in South China for this region, and they hope become like a influential power in Asia. But the people of Bhutan aren't fully on board yet, so the only two that are going to be uniting for now is North China and South China. If I can select the right layer. So North China and South China will unite. And they'll change their color into this more like goldish color. Let me turn off navy layer. And they will be moving their capital not here and not here. Instead, they'll be moving their capital. Where'd the capital city go? They'll be moving their capital right here towards like the inland and more towards Bhutan as like a sign to show that they are serious about this union. So North China will no longer exist, and South China will become just China. Oh, yeah. And many countries are gonna look at this and be like, hey, we might want to join that. Two of them being Xinjiang and Qing. But Russia knowing that kind of doesn't bode well for Xinjiang as they are invaded by Russia. And yeah, Russia is super strong. Currently in the world, the top 10 powers are there. So the top 10 powers goes in order. South Canada, like, they've always been, like, very militaristic and powerful. Virginia. Oh, wait. What is this I see? There we go. Mistake fixed. Third is Russia. Fourth is Scotland, surprisingly. Fifth is Dutchland. Six is South France. 7 is China now. 8 is surprising with Guyana. 9 is Arizona. And 10 is Louisiana. But why am I pointing this out? Well, it's to point out that Xinjiang stands absolutely no chance alone in this war, as they don't even get successfully pushed back Russia at all. Russia will come in and take a lot of land, and when they get about here, Xinjiang will surrender. And now let's look at this peace tree. So this peace tree is gonna be very simple. Xinjiang will still exist, while Russia gets these northern parts. 1 second. This Xinjiang still. And Xinjiang is forced into the 4-star alliance, and the government will be flipping from, oh no, wrong tool, will be flipping from a democracy to empire. Let me just resize their circle and color it in. So yeah, Russia has just entered Asia, and how's Asia gonna respond to this? China and its neighbors will form the Triangle Alliance in response to Russia's expansion. And notably, it's all the monarch countries in Asia that join this. 1 sec. Delete that. So yeah, Russia now has 2 alliances formed against them, and in a one-on-one, Russia can beat the 3-point star alliance. In a one-on-one, Russia can beat the Triangle Alliance. But together, they won't be able to. Meanwhile, down here, somebody's gonna make a move. Egypt is gonna look at Kuwait, Iraq, and Syria as, oh, free land for us. So, when they start their invasion into Iraq, something bad will happen to them. And that bad thing is, every monarchist country in the region will form a coalition against Egypt. And Egypt, understandably scared for their life, they're gonna be like, okay, troops, come back home, please. Please, we'll leave Iraq alone. Like, please don't invade us, everybody. And sadly, the troops don't really listen. Only some of them retreat. and then a rogue group sprouts out over here and takes the city with, like, Egypt telling them, please stop before you start getting invaded, and Kuwait starts the invasion by invading in the south and in the north of their country. And they send troops into Iraq to push Egyptian troops out. And they get fully pushed out this time to a point where, oh wait, I gotta think about how I'm gonna color this. Right. It's inverted. Let's do that. So Iraq starts pushing into them. Kuwait takes this opportunity to really ramp up their invasion of Egypt. And Iraq does as well. Syria will also take this opportunity to begin their invasion into Egypt. This one goes pretty well. And then Saudi Arabia will be like, yep, time for the main force. And they send a huge amount of troops and take this first city and the second city. And Egypt is understandably scared for their life, especially when Tunisian troops enter their country from this side, and Tunisia, being absolutely ruthless and more developed than them, they take these two key cities in the north and push down and take this city, and this part of Egypt already falls. Then somebody decides third party, and oh shit, it's Russia's alliance. And Russia decides, we're gonna come to the aid of Egypt in this. Egypt did nothing wrong. We support their imperialist endeavors. So Russia starts by invading Iraq and fully taking it very quickly. More looks like this. Then they go to the left and they enter in Syria and fully take that. Then they enter in the right and invade into Kuwait and fully take that, causing Egypt to be able to fully push these troops out here and start be able to push the troops on this side back towards Tunisia and the Saudi Arabian troops back. But then somebody decides fourth party. And oh boy, the 3-Point Star Alliance and Triangle Alliance just joined the war on the side of the Pentagon Alliance. And now Russia's in trouble. And the first invasion will happen here in Qing, invading into Xinjiang, with them immediately blitzing into this country. And this country, like, already was destroyed by Russia invading them earlier in the episode, so they don't put much fight, to a point where Russia decides, you know, just invade back into Xinjiang as well, stabilize this front line, get rid of this country, and let's fight the Qing one-on-one. So they do. They will push them out a little bit. While meanwhile, over here, this is where the bloodiest fighting's gonna happen. Because Germany is immediately on the offensive against Russia. They immediately cross the border, taking 4 major cities, cross this border, and taken 2 more major cities in Austria. And Denmark is gonna make the really poor decision to initiate fighting over here. Because even though they're part of Russia's alliance, the 3-point star team wasn't gonna attack them unless they attacked first. And sadly, they decide to do that. And Denmark takes like 2 cities and meets up with this border in Dutchland and crosses it and takes this city. And yeah, keep in mind, Dutchland, Scotland, South France are in the top 10 powers. Denmark isn't, and all 3 of them, plus 3 other countries on their side. So this isn't gonna be a kind response, as you could imagine, because the Dutch pushed them out of their country. The Germans pushed them out of their country. And now the Germans are on the offensive and cross into Denmark, taking a lot of this area in like days, not hours like in real life. And this is when the Navy aspect's gonna get involved, because Germany's gonna make a landing right here. And Dutchland is gonna push the Navy over here and into here to meet the coast of Denmark and begin their own invasion into Denmark from up here, taking 3 major cities. And Denmark is like, oh god, why'd we join this alliance? Now, Russia, well, here's the thing about Russia. They're fighting a one, actually, what's it, one, no, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 front war. And they're pretty strong. They're the 3rd strongest country in the world. So maybe if Virginia and South Canada stay out of this, they could win. Oh shit, South Canada and Virginia just joined the war on the side of Western Europe. Even though South Canada is an imperialist country, they don't like Russia, and they're past their ways of expanding through war. They want to expand through diplomacy, but they still want to be like one of the largest countries in the world. So when they hear that Russia is starting some crap, they're like, yeah, no, we don't like that. We're gonna go help the Europeans, since they also helped us get rid of California. So the South Canadians and the Virginians will have their navies make the long trek across the Atlantic to come to the aid of Western Europe. And now Russia is like, Oh, no. This is bad. Uh, you guys want to make a peace deal? And Germany is like, no. Uh, Dutchland and South, France is like, no. North France, doesn't really want to be in a war right now. And the 3 Point Star Alliance, without them, can still win this war. So they allowed them to leave this war. But wanna know who else leaves? Yugoslavia and Romania. Because they know that, at this point, Russia's kind of screwed. Finland stays in the alliance and sends troops to Russia, but they're not exactly loyal. So yeah, let's continue the fighting. Now with a huge morale boost, Tunisian troops are able to push back Egyptian troops all the way into and past their capital city. They cross into the Sinai Peninsula and take it. Saudi Arabian troops will start pushing back Egyptian and Russian troops in southern Egypt, and they will make their first crossing into Kuwait, liberating the southern part. Let me turn off the alliance layer. And yeah, Iran is also helping with this. They enter in here and they fully liberate Kuwait. And then they enter into Iran, which goes pretty well. And with this, they begin their own invasion into Russia through Iran. Right? Yep. And they enter in the south, taking one major city, crossing this border, like right here, and liberate more of Iraq, and like liberating the whole country. Sadly, they're not really able to push too far into Syria because the Russians decide, okay, we're gonna lose if we don't establish some sort of stalemate. So they stalemate this front line, this one, and this one. But then another event will happen that will go against the Russian Empire. And that is the South Koreans successfully reverse engineer California's nuclear weapons. And now they are the only nuclear power in the world, and they deliver an ultimatum to Russia's alliance. Leave this war, or we will ship these weapons to Europe. And one country will listen to this. Finland will leave the war. And Xinjiang will officially surrender as well. And when they do, the Qing and the whole Chinese alliance will full send their military into Xinjiang, capturing a lot of land and pushing Russia out. But Russia refuses this ultimatum. So they made their decision, so it shall begin. Canadian trucks will leave the capital of Canada, heading in between these cities to refuel, to double check, see if the bombs are still operable. When they reach the city, they wait for their navy to load it up on a boat. This boat's about right here. It's definitely not this type boat, but get what I mean. And they start crossing the Atlantic. And how many bombs are they gonna send over? They're gonna send 2. But that's not the only 2. Because before they sent them over, they developed one more, just be safe. Canada wants to maintain at least 1 nuclear weapon. And now, Russia, not knowing about this, will still continue its campaign into Europe. With less front lines to worry about, they decide to full send into Germany. Oh. So they start pushing back Germany, and they even enter the German country. And now Germany might be in trouble, right? Well, no, they kind of predicted this. So they pull out their troops from Austria because Deutschland makes agreement with them. They will send their troops into Austria and give them their claims, like give Germany their claims at the end of the war. So the Dutch's occupation more so is like this. Across the eastern side of what the fuck? Say, this isn't working the way I wanted it to. But yeah, the Dutch have all this, when in reality, the occupation more looks like this, because there's still promise in Germany these like northern lands. So Germany can reorganize its troops and start repelling the Russians and push them out of the country. Meanwhile, the Dutch, with help of the Scots and the English, will expand their front line up here. And this is on the wrong layer. I'm good at making videos, guys. They'll expand their front line up here, taking 2 more major cities, meet up with the German occupation zone, and make another deal to give Germany these lands to help provide more troops to combat Russia. The occupation more looks like this in reality, with the Scots controlling this part. And now that troops are reorganized and Austria is beginning to fall. Oh, they completely fell. It's now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 V2 now. And guess what just arrived? South Canada's nuclear bombs have landed in England. They start making their voyage towards, I think this would be London in this timeline. They cross English Channel into Amsterdam, and they start making their way towards the front line. Russia is given one more warning: leave this war or else. Russia does not know what's about to come, so they deny this ultimatum. So Germany is told full send into Russia right now. So they do. They managed to capture all this land very quickly. And then the nuclear bombs arrive in Berlin. Yeah, it's not in the same spot as Berlin as in real life, but it's basically the same city. And then 2 planes are launched. One will be launched from here to its capital, Russia. Another one will be launched into here towards the city, and they will be dropped. One nuke hits the center of the capital of Russia, another one hits right here. Russia has just been nuked. And the 3-Point Star Alliance thinks, hey, this will be enough to end Russia's war, right? Well, here's the thing. No. Russian fighter jets make strong bombing runs across the German claims, dropping 7 additional nuclear bombs, wiping out this front line. Russia has been secretly developing nuclear weapons along with the Southern Canadians. Not like with their help, but at the end of World War III, they also took copies of California's nuclear plans, and now they're fully invading into Germany. They get about halfway here when China decides, okay, we need to help Europe now. We're sending all of our troops into Russia now. So they'll full send into here, meet up with the border of Finland, and take all this land rapidly. And then Iran will pick up their invasion down here. They'll flank this front line Russia set up with Syria and start fully liberating them. And with that, Syria uses the extra manpower to invade into Egypt, breaking this front line, and the Russian troops in the Middle East are eventually fully encircled and wiped out. The only front line left in this war, well, only 2 meaningful ones, is here and here. Now, what do I mean by meaningful? Well, Denmark has just surrendered to the Scots and the Dutch, as they feel like if they surrender now, they could possibly work out a peace deal where they still exist. So now the war went from this to this. Now, all of Europe, all of China, all of the Middle East will full send their troops into Russia. Russia does not have any nuclear weapons left, so this counter invasion will go heavily into Europe's favor, with Germany reinvading this area, taking all this land up there. They go up here. And then, in a surprising twist, Finland will be like, Russia's about to fall. Might as well get free land. So Finland crosses the border and starts invading Russia. Up here and up here. And now Russia is now officially fighting a four-front war. And they don't have any nukes left. Only side that has nukes is South Canada. And the Middle East has just pushed them all the way back into their core territory. The Chinese alliance pushes in on this side, taking all this land. This is when good old Afghanistan decides, oh, let's get involved too. And they start invading Russia as well. So now Russia's fighting technically a five-front war at this point. Right? Well, no, it's about to become six-front war because Finland just sent more troops in on this side. And yeah, Russia is starting to collapse. And when the Germans take this city, the Finns take these two cities, and the Middle Easterns take all of this. Russia will make the smart decision to finally surrender to all sides. Who they surrender to exactly? Well, they're going to surrender to the Chinese alliance, as they feel like they will have the lightest treaty towards them. And now, the 4-point Star Alliance officially falls. The Pentagon Alliance, being temporary, will disband. And next time, we'll look at the peace treaty of World War IV. Right, so I changed my mind. I'm going to include this peace treaty in this episode. So let me just draw. Alright, so I forgot my drink. One sec. Okay, so we're going to start here with Germany. Germany is going to do a whole, real life World War II Germany impression. And, oh, no. Also, why are your cities underwater on this layer? I don't know. But Germany's going to take this part of Denmark and this part of Denmark. They will get the lands that they were promised from Austria. Not by Austria, but by Deutschland. I couldn't think of a better name for them because it's the entirety of the lowland countries. Plus Switzerland and part of France, so yeah, I didn't have a better name for them. So I just called them Deutschland. Dutchlin. Dutchlin, if you want to sound like an idiot, like I am. So Germany gets all that land, and from Russia, they get all of, no, they get where? Oh, they get all of this land. Finland will be next. We'll just get. I never do these lines correctly. They get all of this land. Scotland will get all this land from Denmark. Like, that's a huge amount. So, like, some countries are like, you're being a bit greedy right now, Scotland. They're like, well, we just won a war, so if you want to start some crap, we'll fight you too. And they're like, okay. You can have what you want. We don't want any more wars right now. So yeah, there's a lot of tension between, like, these, there's a lot of tension between these two, no, these two. I'm drawing, well, these three, because these two are best friends, these two are best friends, these two are best friends, but this one hates this one, because, they just do. They're allies, but they think they're better than them. But anyway, back to the peace treaty. Deutschland will take this, but and the rest will go back to Denmark. And let me just color them in. No, I'm on the wrong layer as well. Okay. Yeah, let's color more back in. We'll get all this land back. All this back. I did this on the wrong layer as well. I'm so good at my YouTube videos. Like, I just amaze myself. And they'll get all of this land back, and this, that side will have to, well, they get this land because they surrendered, and Finland didn't really want it, and they want to punish Russia. So yeah. No. Russia will still exist, but they'll be very limited in their size. A lot of the important lands get taken. Like, this is all that will remain, because, yeah, except for down here, green team will take all of this. I didn't draw this. Okay. And there we go. Okay. The green team will not get all of Russia. This is the part. Okay. They'll get all of, not all of Russia. Where? A few pixels. That's all it takes. They'll get all this. A new country will be formed. I guess this would be Belarus. They'll be formed right here. They'll have 2 cities. Russia will be able to keep all of this. And 2 new countries will be formed. Oh, wait. This country and this country. So we have, I guess this would be Estonia. And the other one, actually I'm not gonna do that color, I'm gonna do this color. Guess we can call that, would that be Latvia or Lithuania? This down here, this part of Russia down here will be made into its own country. I guess we can call this Poland. Yeah. Next up will be this area, which I'm on the wrong layer. It's gonna be called Ukraine. Of cities. They'll have all of this land. And this land will be this grayish color. Like I said, there'll be Ukraine, with Poland, Belarus, Lithuania, Estonia. Then Finland is gonna take a lot of land up here. They're like now slowly becoming the largest country. And this is a good example of states being changed in treaties as well to push more land but make it seem like they didn't take more land by just making that part of the state they took. Like, I don't know, we're trying to tell white lies. Ukraine will also get this. I'm on the wrong layer, aren't I? Yeah, was. And then the Qing will not take all of Russia, will take all of Xinjiang and this area from Russia. So Russia got very hurt, and they will also have the color change to fit more with the government change, because they will also be required to change the government. They're gonna be this purplish country. And as I said, government changes will also be happening with this treaty, with Russia being turned into a democracy. The other countries are allowed to choose, but all of them choose be democracy as well. Like, this is a completely democratic process. Denmark is forced to change their ideology into democracy as well. Finland doesn't get its government changed. Xinjiang doesn't exist anymore, so the government does change. It goes from existent to non-existent. Now for the Middle East. What's gonna happen here? Well, just mainly land. There will be any government changes here. So, Syria will get all of this. No. We'll get all of this land. More so that color, aren't they? Yeah. And that's all they're getting. Iran, what is this? Iraq. Iraq will get all of this land. Well, what do I think would happen? My God, I'm being an idiot right now. We'll get all this land from Egypt. Kuwait will get this land. Saudi Arabia will get all of this land. Iraq will get this land. And no, that was, I mean, Iraq will get this land. So now that's what Middle East looks like so far. What's this? Tunisia? Yeah. Tunisia will get this land. And Egypt will be allowed to exist. They'll stay the same color, but this is what they're reduced to. And their government will be changed as well, but they are changed into a monarchy. And let me just double check, see if that was all the... Nope, there's some more. Dutchland will get, I meant all sorts of wrong, but they'll get all of this land. They'll get slavery here. And Austria is allowed to exist still. But they'll be changed to this color. And their government stays a democracy. And yeah, this is what the new map of Europe looks like. We turn on the cities and the capitals. The capitals we need to do still. Let me do that right now. Poland's capital is going to be right here. Belarus right here. Ukraine's will be Crimea. Estonia would be right here. Russia's, I think this would be Moscow. And, oh, we forgot region. Did we? Yeah, we gotta color this region. This is Georgia. It'll be, oh. What color do I want them? Blue? No, we have too many blues. Green? Yeah, the peach color looks fine. Their capital, where's the capital will be the only city in the country. And Sudan, why do you have an extra capital? That's not even a city. Same thing with you. Deutschland. But yeah, this is what the new map of Europe looks like. There's gonna be one change happening here before we end the episode, and that's another union. And this one's very large. The red team and the green team will be uniting into one country. This is gonna be Canada now, just Canada. No North or South Canada anymore. So Canada is very large now, one layer. And they will actually be voluntarily changing their government from an empire to democracy. And Greenland will be following suit because they know their people are a fan of democracy, seeing how many successful countries there are with democracies. So these two countries willingly change their ideology. And then yet another union will happen. Arizona and Virginia will be put aside their differences and reforming the Great Virginian Union. It's still going to be called Virginia, but slowly the Americas are reuniting after decades of war in the area. And the final topic for today is Canada will be not having a nuke anymore. Instead, they now have 5. And Russia, when they were occupied, Germany and Poland took the plans for nuclear weapons that Russia has. Germany will be the second country currently to have nuclear weapons. I'm gonna erase these dots now. They will have 2. Poland will have 2 as well. There, I put little boxes behind the nuclear numbers so they stand out a lot more. And because they stand out a lot more, I'm going to change the numbers to white. Yes, that looks perfect. Alright, that'll do it for this episode. Where civilizations start over. See you guys next time.